there's one aspect of our time in Greece that we haven't told anybody about yet.
While living in Crete, we came across the sweetest street cat, and after our 30 days there, we couldn't leave him behind, so we are going to tell you the story of how he became a part of our family. We first met Archie when we were on our way back from the market. He just followed us down the dirt path towards our Airbnb.
We were just putting groceries away and had our door open, and we turned around and there's a cat in our house. He just wandered on in. Hey.
That night, he ended up spending 4 or 5 hours there just napping on our laps on the couch.
The situation has progressed.
We're watching Indiana Jones as a family now. We've named him Archie.
It was clear to us that he had never been inside before. He would get scared at small noises like me cooking.
Just kind of cautious and looking around.
Overall, he seemed really loving, really comfortable, really quickly with us.
Yeah.
And he would kind of just use that as an opportunity to take a really good nap.
Like the first time there, he just took a 3 or 4 hour nap on the bed. Later that night, he went to the door and let us know that he was ready to leave.
I was really sad that first night when Archie left because I assumed that I would probably never see him again, and he was just the sweetest cat.
As you could have guessed, Archie came back.
Griffin went out to hang our laundry. Archie was out there waiting for us in our driveway.
He came back just about every day after that. We would just hear him meowing at the window. It could be 1 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning.
Come here, buddy. Hop down. Come on in. Come on.
He was here all day. He left for a good 6 hours of the night. Look who's back. I really wish that I could bring this little guy to Romania.
It's like 2 in the morning and he's finally here.
When he wanted to leave, he'd go to the door and we'd let him out, but he'd always come back. We'd be hanging out in the living room and he would jump up to the window and get our attention that way.
Hi, buddy. Hey, dude. This is out of hand. Are you kidding me? Archie. You're ridiculous.
It became this really cute thing, and obviously we were spending all this time with him. A few times he would stay all the way overnight and sleep with us. We got attached. We started not even really like thinking about if we were gonna keep him genuinely. We were just enjoying all of the time with him. Until one day it actually flipped.
We have to keep him. He adopted us.
Let's see if we can actually do this because we love this cat.
At this point, we only had about 7 days left in Greece, so it really was crunch time to figure all of this out and get Archie ready to go. The next day, we woke up early because we had to go to the cat store to buy supplies to be cat parents.
We are about to be cat parents.
We are.
We are cat parents. We just got back from the pet store with all his stuff, and he followed us all the way down the street. I think he knows. Archie.
We looked up the closest vet. We walked there without Archie to just see if they could help us. And they were really nice, gave us the prices for everything, which luckily was really affordable.
They know that these animals need help. There's so many street cats that don't live past the age of 2 or 3. If we were to do this in America, it would basically cost us a fortune and we probably wouldn't be adopting a pet in the first place.
We had to get him in the carrier, which was not easy at first. He was not used to being told what to do or forced to do anything. We walked the 15 minutes to the vet and they were kind enough to take him in overnight for free so they could do all of this and we could just pick him up in the morning.
Archie is doing a lot better in his carrier now than he was before. He didn't like it at first, but now he's kind of chilling. Apparently he has ear mites, so he has to get him cleaned out.
We're at the vet right now picking up Archie. We got him microchipped, neutered. his rabies vaccinations. We treated his ear fleas, and we got his urine tested to make sure that he's all okay, and flea and tick medicine. And we got his pet passport. All of that together cost €155. So we're feeling good. We're really excited to see him, and we're excited to take him home. We're really glad that we had them test his urine because he ended up having a lower urinary tract infection. We had to get him special food, a bunch of antibiotics, vitamins, painkillers, and they said that he would have died if he didn't come to the vet. We're just feeling really thankful that we decided to take him with us. We want to make sure he's healthy. So tomorrow we're taking him to the vet again to get an ultrasound done to make sure that everything with his bladder is okay before we travel. All of Archie's medicine, vitamins, and the special food, all of that, it costs us about €70 extra on top of what we thought it would be before. And then tomorrow when we take him to the vet, it's gonna cost $40 to get him the ultrasound. So overall, it's way more affordable than the United States.
It kind of felt like fate that we were gonna be able to give him the medicine he needed to get him healthy again.
We had to take Archie back to get an ultrasound. She said that everything is great, so he doesn't need surgery or anything. After his treatment, he should be good to go.
He's a little loopy.
He's been a little bit loopy.
One thing that luckily they were able to let us know at the vet as well is a rough estimate on his age. He was about 10 months old. Cats in Greece often don't live past 2 or 3 years old. We were thankful that there was still time to turn his health around. We thought that the hard part of all this was going to be the vet process, but the hard part hadn't even hit us yet.
From this point on, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Archie had stayed overnight at the vet and we got him back in the morning. Later that night, we had tickets to leave Crete on a ferry and head to Athens to begin what was a longer journey to get to Romania. We still had all of our packing to do, as well as getting Archie ready. We were actually feeling pretty good about it throughout the day. We got everything ready pretty easily, shut the door and lock the Airbnb, have all of our stuff outside with Archie in the carrier, and the Uber is pulling up for us to get a ride to the ferry.
What we didn't know is that Archie's carrier had a small lock on the top. I put his carrier in the Uber and we were just loading our luggage. Archie discovered that it was unlocked and he popped his head out, jumped out of the car into the night. Immediately, I was in tears because we just lost our cat on the first day of having a cat. At least he knew the area. We knew that he wasn't actually lost because he'd grown up here and he was just scared. But we did really want to find him because obviously he needed his medicine.
There was definitely a decision to be made. We could have went and got on the ferry and left Archie in Greece. The decision was pretty easy to lose the money on the ferry tickets and try to wait it out and get Archie back to take him to Romania with us. The hard part about this is that we had just checked out of the Airbnb. The Airbnb host lived above us and would have definitely helped us out. She was on vacation on the other side of the island. It was time to get creative. We walked to the gas station, got some snacks, came back, and knowing that it was probably going to be hard to find him in the dark, we slept under the stars in hopes that he would come back in the morning. We didn't really film a lot of this because we were kind of just focused on how we were going to get Archie back, and there was definitely a lot of worrying and sadness going on as well. It was still actually a cool night to remember because we slept outside in front of the place that we just stayed at for a month and watched a show on our laptop, and we just made it through the night.
The next morning, we spent a long time looking for Archie just around the area we were in. He usually didn't venture very far and we knew his normal hangout spots, but he was not in any of them. I texted our host the situation the night before and she got back to me that day. She was very kind and said that we could climb through the bathroom window and let ourselves back into the Airbnb so at least we had an inside space to stay in while we were looking for Archie. The only problem with that is that the bathroom window is only about this big and it was 6 or 7 feet off the ground.
The way to get into that window was to climb up onto a pile of very unstable sticks. I gave it a shot first. There was no way in hell I was fitting through that window, so it was time for Madison to shine.
Somehow I made it through the window, and I decided to take one more walk up the path to see if I could find Archie. There he was, just sitting in the middle of the path. I was able to get him to cautiously follow me back to our Airbnb with the help of a little bit of food. We were able to get him back in the carrier, and we knew that at least we would be able to make it to the ferry that night.
We were trying to save money considering we were probably gonna have to buy new ferry tickets. So we said, okay, we're gonna walk to the ferry now with all of our things and our cat. I don't know why we did that. It was an hour and 45-minute walk. We wouldn't have even made it all the way there in time if a very nice guy hadn't stopped about 15 minutes before we got there and said, hey, do you guys need a ride to the ferry station? We got to the ferry station. The gates to the ferry are actually closing in about 10 minutes. I head over to the ticket booth and immediately just start begging the lady if we can get on this ferry for free. I'm like showing her our tickets from the night before. And she was really not having it. My resilience paid off and she eventually gave in and gave us tickets to get on the ferry. That was really just like the end of a chapter. The last 14 hours were pretty stressful and unexpected. It was about a 7-hour boat ride, but from then on, even though the journey was crazy, it was all okay because that's where the journey and the life of us with Archie really begins.
Since leaving Greece, Archie has been to Bulgaria, Romania, Belgium, Vietnam, and now Thailand. And Thailand has really been the first place that he's been able to go outside and explore, just as he did in Greece.
Today, Archie is extremely healthy. You can tell that now his body is focused on developing, not just surviving, because he's gotten bigger and stronger. He's overall just a healthy and happy cat nowadays.
He has a lot of attitude. He usually gets what he wants. He meows incessantly if he's trying to tell us something.
He's athletic.
An escape artist.
Yes. We couldn't ask for anything more, honestly. We're so happy that we decided to keep him that day and that we didn't just decide that it was too unrealistic to adopt him, because he's made our travels even better.
It's so much fun traveling with him and having an extra companion. He's always so loving, so playful. We just love him a lot.
Archie is absolutely the newest addition to the Venturous Vagabonds. If you check the link in the description, you can visit Archie's Instagram where he will post his own content. We really love traveling with the cat. I don't think a lot of people would want to do the lifestyle that we're doing and also have a pet. He is very adaptable and adjusts to every single environment. And I think he truly enjoys going to each of these new places. Just an FYI, Archie's full name, I'll put it on the screen, is Archibald Judon Dumpling.
Now I think it's time we go get it.
Archie! Hi!